Hey everyone, Wally here, and I just wanted to get an extra video out this week after I was lucky enough to get some Destiny 2 4K 60 FPS footage from a good friend and fellow content creator, a Mr. Will Silva. Now before we get into it, I gotta give this guy a lot of thanks and credit for allowing me to use his content for my channel, and the only thing that I'll ask is you guys check him out, check out his YouTube, check out his Twitter. Both will be linked in the comments and the description below. So as we get into the content, I just have to say how good Destiny looks in 60 FPS. And I don't mean that as a slight to 30 FPS or anything on those lines. Me personally, I just feel that Destiny was made for 60 FPS. Now, that's probably the PC elitist in me, but after playing titles like The Division in 30 FPS and then switching to PC to play it in 60, it is honestly amazing. It's a night and day difference in my mind. But I also understand that that's not everyone's immediate preference. So as we hop into the menu, we see that not much has changed. It looks a bit cleaner or clearer, but all in all, it's sort of the same setup we've seen in the past, with the obvious changes of how weapon slots now work. But I honestly like that change. You have a normal weapon slot, a special, and a heavy weapon slot, and then we see the standard applies just like in Destiny 1 with a few changes, and I like that. You can run whatever weapon variation you like, and you get some new toys like linear fusion rifles and grenade launchers. Definitely something Destiny hasn't lacked, at least in my opinion, was the wide variety of weapons to use. And now that they are expanding it, giving us submachine guns, grenade launchers, and new miniguns, it definitely feels like we're going to be much more explosive than we were in the previous title. I also like that we have a change in the armor agility recovery values. Instead of them being bars like we have in Destiny 1, we clearly see now that given numeric values and to better determine how agile, shielded, or recovery-oriented our character is. I know this wasn't a complaint for everyone, but I personally didn't like how the original system was designed. But at this point, you gotta give Bungie credit. The game just looks so dang pretty. And this is doubly true on all systems that I've seen gameplay on. Now, I don't have a 4K monitor, so I can't truly see the biggest difference when it comes to 1080p, but the people out there in the community that are 4K ready are going to be experiencing some truly amazing visuals throughout their Destiny 2 experience. The fact that the Cabal actually look menacing and visceral now is a great change for the faction, especially if they're going to be our main enemies for Destiny 2, at least until DLC drops. You can see that above each of the Legionaries' name, they have a unique symbol, most likely like a visual identifier as to what type of enemy you are facing and how they may react. Another cool little thing I saw with some of the Cabal Legionaries is they have this like charge blade ability where they pull out some type of arm blade, charge it up like a grenade, and either run it at you or shoot it at you. Now, the biggest thing that made some of Destiny 1 enemies a bit tedious and stale was the predictability of their movesets, at least until Taken King drop. I just really hope to God we don't get any more Taken Captain like enemies, because holy moly, those guys were like mini bosses in their own right. The biggest takeaway from the footage is obviously the visuals. Now, I already know I made this point a bit earlier, but I just wanted to continue on some of the set pieces that make me really excited to play in this fleshed out world. In the background, you can see Guardian ships chasing Cabal transports or fighters and making runs on their capital vessels in low orbit. Now, I don't think this means we're going to get space battles just yet, but I know someone at Bungie HQ that had that topic cross their mind quite a bit, and it's most likely we're going to see down the road, possibly Destiny 3 or some late Destiny 2 DLC. Now, you may be like, well, what do you mean? If you haven't played any of Halo Reach, or if you have, you will know that space battles are definitely something that Bungie has the ability to tackle since they've done it before, at least as a minor support for the overall Destiny 2 or Destiny Foundation. The one thing that's going to make Destiny 2's world feel so much more alive is the arrival of NPC characters that actually have a place in battle environments. Every time we went on patrol, the only other friendly we encountered were other Guardians, at least in Destiny 1. And while the enemy factions often fought each other, we never had a chance to see friendly NPCs. Now, it's a small touch, but it does go a long way in making the world of Destiny 2 feel so much more alive. The incredibly cool part? We get to see the faction mentors, or at least the class mentors, in action in more than just cutscenes. It's another small point, but once again, it really does help flesh out the characters and the world for us. I'm glad Will got footage on a Warlock because I'm sort of a Warlock fanboy. If any of you have followed me on Twitter and Instagram, you know I often make light of the other two quote-unquote classes. But in all seriousness, I'd like to know what you guys think about the new classes. Will we get our hands on more subclasses? Will the new subclasses allow for increased or decreased customization? I do love the idea that now Guardians have seemingly more mobility and options surrounding movement. For example, the Warlock has always been considered the floaty aerial ballerina class, with jumps and moves that often left users quite frustrated. But for Destiny 2, Bungie decided it was going to give the Warlock and seemingly the Hunter and Titan classes as well much more freedom in how they flow across the battlefield. The Warlock can drop down to the ground out of the air and place down is healing or empowering aura, depending on what the player has picked. But I believe the Titan has sort of a mobile shield ability for its third slot, and I haven't seen any Hunter gameplay to confirm exactly what their third movement is. Maybe it's the ability to move out of that class and into something more fitting, like a Warlock or a Titan. If you guys do know, please let me know in the comments. All joking aside, I think that the new character abilities are going to be interesting to play. And I feel that the armor is going to play an even much larger role in defining what type of character you are and how you choose to specialize. In Destiny 1, only exotics really changed how we played as characters. And while some weapons came with unique enemy type burns for extra damage, it was nothing as interesting as a extra movement for the Titan class, or the Warlock's Void Bomb refueling exotic helmet. Those exotics made the game fun. They made you feel powerful, and I have high hopes that Bungie will return to the formula come Destiny 2. So as long as we don't lose these weapons when DLCs drop. And while I know the infusions and the version 2s of old exotics help alleviate that frustration, I truly hope we have something much more dynamic for players to utilize when it comes to picking their favorite gear, whether it be for style points or performance. Alright, biggest takeaways from the footage. First off, it looks great. It's going to look great on any system you play on, so don't let me or anyone else try to tell you that one system is far superior to the other. Second, the game world seems so much more fleshed out. It's really come alive, and it makes you feel as if you're part of a universe that lives and breathes this uniqueness. Initially, it was something that Destiny 1 captured within me. Here's this huge new universe with interesting enemies and an amazing backstory. How do we explore it? I really hope that some of the set pieces we see in Destiny 2 are fully explorable. And while I'm not talking the Fallout or Skyrim levels of depth, I do wish for something a little bit more intuitive than what we got in Destiny 1. Although, to be honest, there were some unique secret hidden areas around the Dreadnought come Taken King that sort of helped the experience in that new area feel so much greater than the standard Earth or Venus areas we were accustomed to in the vanilla. All in all, I'd like to know what you guys think. Is this something that is going to make you jump to a 4K capable console or PC supported monitor? Or is it something you just don't mind and all you're in for is some action with your friends? I sincerely hope Bungie can deliver with Destiny 2 and we will have our hands on the beta, or what really should be called a demo, soon enough to truly test out this new experience. As I wrap this up, I just want to say thank you so much for the continued support. I'm going to keep doing lore videos and Destiny content on this channel regardless of the amount of views I get, because it's about putting out the content that I love and you guys enjoy. If you haven't joined our Discord yet, please do. I want to see as many of you guys join the Lore Secrets for Destiny 2, and I want to try to get as many games as possible with everyone. If you haven't seen Will's content yet, I highly recommend it. Once again, link in the description and comment section for both the Lore Seeker Discord and Will's channel. You guys are awesome. I love you all. Peace.
The shield generator should be straight ahead.